bouncing around. He's on fire. Roll. Stop, drop, and roll. Just kidding. Run around with your hands flailing and try to avoid any water. Now look at this frame before we really jump into it. Look at this frame. Nobody is wearing more than just a helmet and maybe gloves. Nobody's wearing gear. Take a look at this. What's going to happen? What is going to happen? But everyone has a lot of protection for their bike, right? Ooh, and they love to ruin their tires and pay for new ones. But they won't buy a jacket, right? Okay. Hey, somebody fell. Oh, somebody caught fire. So that is called a flashover.
Dude.
It hit the explosive limit, and the oh, he's bouncing around. He's on fire. Roll. Stop, drop, and roll. Just kidding. Run around with your hands flailing and try to avoid any water. Yeah, that thing's done. That thing is done. So the reason why that happened, and I want everybody to see this. This is, oh, that's fire. That's fire burns. Oh, he's hurt. His right leg hurts. His right leg has structural damage. His side. So take a look at that. That you can see the char marks, right? The burn marks. Doesn't that look like road rash? Road rash is a friction burn. Fire burns are thermal burns. There's nothing rubbing on you in a fire. It's a thermal heat burn. So with friction, you're getting abrasions, so you're ripping flesh, and you're transferring heat into your body, so you're getting a burn too. It's just like being dragged across the carpet. Slowly, that hurts. Now imagine going 60 on asphalt. All right, so right here, we're gonna go ahead and do some fun things, just having a good time, and then we decided to dump it after doing a wheelie, or not wheelie, burning out. So when I was saying, why don't we just buy gear if you're just going to waste tires, you're going to waste stuff on your bike, but you're not going to do anything for your body. It doesn't make any sense to me. So that's what's happening here is that he fell and he got into the fire and he's rolling around right there and he's trying his best to get the fire out, but he realized once he stood up, because that's kind of a natural thing for you to do, that he's still burning. So he decides to lock his legs and just kind of fall down. So this is the moment where you can go ahead and rescue a rider. This guy's going to rescue that rider. This guy's going to rescue that rider. I love it. Let's go ahead and get yourself a rescue kit. A rescue kit just in case there was any type of bleeding loss from this. I don't keep anything for fire burns. I don't keep anything for that because this is a trauma kit, tourniquets, and everything you need to stop bleeding. At a good price point. It's actually a lot cheaper than most of the other people's. But you see all the flames? This is the fluids. It's just burning up and it's gone. It's just fluids. It's all the oils. And it's just going to keep burning because there's gasoline inside the tank. All that gas is not on fire. It's being superheated so that it off-gases quickly, so it evaporates quickly. And that's what's allowing the flames just to keep going. So it's like it's feeding. It's a fuel source. People think when they see this that everything is just on fire. No, you have quite a bit of fuel left in there. If something happens and it gets spilled out, it could catch a lot more stuff on fire. So just be very careful. Very careful around this. Let it burn. Don't try to move it because if you move it, gasoline might come out and then boom, even more fire. So just leave it alone. It's a total loss at this point. EJ the Great. Big group ride. Lots of people having egos. Watch out. Gets thrown around. Is anybody going to rescue this rider? No? All right. You got to rescue a rider, everybody. Let's see if they're okay. So we're going to go ahead and briefly talk about what happened. Not a big deal. So usually at these bike nights, a lot of people like to drink. A lot of people like to ride. And then a lot of people just like to show up and do some weird things just for the ego pump up. It's the whole mob mentality. Everyone's having a good time. Everybody wants that feel good. I think you guys all understand that. So this is one of those big fears of mine, is that when I'm ever at a group ride or a group event like this, Ride American Patriot, is that we're going to have people like this show up. And my thing is, you don't have to. You don't have to do that. We're just happy that you're here. You don't need to do this. But people are going to do it anyways. And what happened here, he's going to go ahead and do a nice little burnout, a rolling burnout. Started to lose a little bit of forward momentum. We're going sideways now, so we're going to go ahead and fishtail it. It doesn't look like we have control. It kind of looks cool, you know, but usually people that are professionals at this have control of it right now. Doesn't look like he does. So controlled chaos is really good for stunters. This does not look like it. We're going to go ahead and lose traction, lose center of gravity, and completely dump the bike. Now, this is where it could get really bad for everybody. So it could hit somebody. The motorcycle can hit somebody. They can hit somebody. But you see the tumbling. So this is what I want you to focus on. Not the Harley-Davidson jacket, which costs $8,000. But I want you to focus on the rider that crashed. The rider that crashed gets launched pretty violently. You see how he's kind of riding a little bit right here? He's still on the bike, and the bike is now going to swing out super hard and flip him. So this is like almost like a high side, but a sideways side. It's a sideways side. He gets launched, and he's going to start rolling around. Now, my big concern, this is the first thing that's going through my head, is obviously all the mechanism of injury. I'm always going to assume there's a head injury, a spinal injury, and that there's going to be some kind of bleeding. That is what I'm always going to assume. Now, the moment I have information that goes against that is the moment I feel like I can move on to the next steps. So right now, I assume there's a head injury, I assume there's spinal injuries, and I'm assuming they're bleeding out. So I'm going to have my rescue kit. I'm going to have my rescue card, which comes with the rescue kit, which is on the website right now, Motorcycle Training Concepts. But here's the rescue card. We need to remain calm, ensure your own safety, stop major bleeds, quickly assess the severity, and that's all the information there. So what I'm thinking right now, though, is like we're assuming. So let's go ahead and watch a little bit further. So with a spinal injury, he wouldn't be doing that. So he's standing up. Cool. Spinal injury. I'm not super duper concerned. You can still have broken vertebrae that could cause problems later, right, Randall? But the thing is, the fact that he's standing up on his own power with no pain, at least that's what it looks like, because when he starts walking, I'm doing pretty well here. I like that. I like it. Also, traumatic brain injury. He's not stumbling around. Let's see. No, he knows exactly what happened. He's pissed off. He's not stumbling around. He's not doing that stuff. So I'm not concerned too much of a brain injury. It can happen later, though. You can have a slow bleed. So always monitor that. But right now, it's not a major life threat. Now, the fact that he's able to stand up and walk around means he does have bone structure, and his muscles do work, and his nerves work. Okay? His blood pressure is doing well, because in order to stand up, you have to have a relatively decent blood pressure. Too low of blood pressure, you completely drop down and pass out. Too high of a blood pressure, your eyeballs pop out of your head. So right now, though, he's a little bit angry. Doesn't look like he's got any bleeding yet that we can see, because you still have bleeding. But it doesn't look like he's brain injury, doesn't look like a spinal injury, and the fact that he's pissed off and probably saying words means his airway is open. So just from all this, just from like 2-3 seconds, I have almost a full assessment on a non-injury motorcycle accident. That's what I meant to say. And we have a bunch of people that can help out, and nobody else got hit. So this is the best as it possibly could get. And if this is something that happens to you in a group ride and they're able to walk around like this, don't worry too much about if they have any injuries. Don't go crazy. Don't cut off all their gear. Just ask them questions and just monitor them on your side. You know, every 5-10 minutes, just kind of get a quick look, keep an eye on them so they don't accidentally go off into the bathroom, pass out in the bathroom, and nobody knows where Jeff is. It's been 3 hours, maybe even 4 days, but because nobody really cares, he's a rookie. I get it. Yeah, I know. Got to take care of them sometimes. Wipe their butts. But yeah, that's one of the things. And just rescue the rider. Make sure he's okay. Lift the bike up. Watch out so you don't get cut. There's broken pieces. And then move on with your day. Guys, if you like this kind of stuff, we do this every Tuesday and Thursday on this channel at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time live. So make sure you check that out. But if you want to check out some other things like this video right here, or this video right here, please do so. It supports the channel. Click that like button, by the way. Check into class. Anyways, I'll be seeing you around.